Good morning, y'all. Please like and subscribe to my channel. I appreciate all the shares. I got 42 shares last week, and I appreciate you for it. Um, I want to talk to you men about how you are losing your respect from women. And you might say, I don't care what a woman think or whatever, but we know that you want to be relevant and you want to be essential to women because a lot of you do a lot of things to be noticed from women. But unfortunately, women are looking at you in a disrespectful way. And I want to show you or tell you what you can do to fix it and make you the most powerful man to women. And this is why men of power that have all the women following and love um, is so hyped up, and all the women really um, speak about them or follow them, and it's not because they are trying to get women and they like women or they lust the women, because they are faithful men that have all the women, and that's the secret. Men, I wrote this stuff down too so I won't forget nothing. You have to do the hardest thing ever um as a man. That this is the hardest thing. If you can conquer your lust and stay disciplined and stay consistent on it with the action of the lust, like when you get hard is the hardest time. It's easy to be um I hope ain't no kids on here. It's easy to be disciplined when you're not horny and you don't have nothing in your sack. And I'm speaking unfiltered today, and I'm speaking real. The hardest thing to do is when it's hard. you know, the hardest is the hard. So I want you to let yourself get that way and then practice consistency and discipline. Because it's easy to say, oh, I'm going to do this now. Or I'm going to start fixing myself so I can be the most powerfulest man. Um, the harder things you do in life, the more gracious God will be to you. And this is proven. Okay. Jezebels will always be at work, and they will always bring you something from the dark. You will always get grief from them, and you always will get discomfort and dis-ease from them, like disease. Because, like I said, 50% of our black women have herpes, and it's sad. And I'm not talking about them because I'm a black woman myself, and I'm glad when I was out there, messing around with people, and not in a relationship that I didn't contract it because I could have. And not to say if you're in a relationship that you can't contract it, because you can. You can contract it. Also, it's just a hard world for women. Women wants to they act like they don't want somebody, but some of them are crying themselves to sleep because they have this big act on, and they really want a man, and they really want to be in a relationship. But it's so hard for them to be in it because they don't trust a man. Because they know that men are this generation is so lustful and so horny, you know. And it's really sad because our families won't be created. Okay? So if you want to be essential and you want to be relevant, you must do this. But uh you want to sustain it, and you want to conquer this. The hardest thing will be hard to conquer. But once you conquer it, everything will be way more easier. Take anything you are addicted to, like sugar, salt, and you stop doing it. If you want to try this out, stop eating sugar and salt, or adding extra sugar and salt in your dishes for 6 months. And when you come back to it, your palate will be so different that when you taste it, you're gonna be like, "Ooh, it's too sweet. Ooh, it's too salty." I've tried this myself with salt. I used to salt everything, and it became so much easier. I won't say it's easy, but it won't be so hard for you. When you conquer the unnecessary addiction, life becomes way more easier for you because you are learning how to fast and do without. In any religion, they tell you fasting is a good thing because in whatever way, because anytime you deny yourself of something that you really don't need, you are opening up the world of things that you may need, or you can acquire things that you wouldn't have paid attention to had you been addicted to something else. You start opening your mind up to different things, so it'll be way more peaceful for you. And then and only then will God's grace be upon you. I don't know the Bible words from word, but I know my daddy and my brother who are now living um in this good way, because they used to live in the fleshy way. Um and I noticed from now and then how much they have accumulated doing so. My brother, he was a pimp and a hoe, and he always was uh uh giving us a generous amount of money. He always did stuff for his family. He loved his family, and he was a good person. He just had this women's side to him, and he probably had millions of dollars, and he didn't keep one dime of it while he was doing it. He couldn't keep cars. He couldn't. He always was the freshest. He always was out there. Everybody loved him, but he just couldn't keep a hold of anything that he got. You couldn't even be a female walking down the street and without him saying, "Oh God." He had to have everyone, not one, but everyone. Every time he seen a female, he like, "Oh, I'm getting it." And I used to be like, as sisters, we don't say too much because we want to learn men anyway. But if you're a brother and you showing that side to a woman, or a dad that's showing that side of a woman to a woman, how lustful you are because of a shape, we never feel like we're good enough, because all the women that you guys are lusting for and you don't end up being with none of them. You go from lust to lust to lust to lust, woman to woman to woman to woman, and you don't end up marrying none of them. It's a problem. It's a problem, and your sisters and your daughters are affected by this. So I would just tell you guys to turn off the TVs. If you know that you are girl crazy, turn off the TVs. When you see something on there that you know you get trapped by, just turn it off. You got to have control over this stuff, because you're going to create better women and better girls in a society. And I know that this is going to be a topic that's arguable, because men don't want to give this one thing up. This is the hardest thing for men, so I expect um feedback from this. um but there is some beautiful women that you'll go to your doctor's office, or any place of employment, and you'll be looking at the girl who's shapely and the girl that's not shapely, or that is shapely but covered, and a nice speaking one. You want everything that everybody else wants. You want to be the top dog. And a lot of times it's because you guys want accepted. Men want to be accepted. A lot of them. And you guys want to be accepted. And when you're not accepted and you don't feel worthy, and nobody has told you you good enough, you always reaching for that acceptance. So you go from woman to woman to woman, and you are accepted. And a lot of men think and it's always because they don't have something. They didn't never have the money, or they wasn't tall enough. Um that they feel like they never was good enough. But you are good enough. You are great. You just got to find the woman that knows a good man. The woman looks for the man with the most money and the most looks, and it's just like everybody's looking for a status, somebody with status, instead of looking for somebody who is really inside the core of them is a great person. A man looks for looks. As soon as he see a look, he got hair, nails, smell, what everybody looking at when they walk through the street. It's just like they attach themselves to that same thing that everybody else attached themselves, and they can't pass up something that everybody wants. And it starts with in your cars, y'all. Like if you see something that you like, look, keep it moving. Train yourself to stop being a gawker. Train yourself, because I'm telling you, these women do not respect any man that is a gawker, or a man that is keep looking and keep looking and keep looking, especially if you got a woman. You just look super weak, and this is why women don't care for you. And if you're a man that's over 40 years old and you not married yet, and you nice looking, or you not nice looking, is something wrong most of the time, unless the woman is always cheating on you. But if you know that you are the one that's cheating all the time, or you always lusted, then there's a problem with you. You can acquire and get everything else in life. You a money maker. You can get the best car you want. You look the best. You get attention when women see you, but you can't acquire no wife. There's something wrong with you, and you wonder why your life is in shambles in so many ways. Like you might can get the money, but you can't get the status. You might can get the car, but you can't get, a good woman. Everyone, I hear a lot of y'all, not every one of y'all, but a lot of y'all saying, "Oh, women ain't nothing." Uh, they out here doing all the stuff like pretty men and all this stuff, but that's the ones you picking. The ones you look past at the grocery store when you're looking at the lustful girl, because a lot of these hoes, excuse my French, they got jobs too, and they start looking like the part. They start looking like the good ones, and you'll pick these lustful women that's sleeping around with a whole bunch of men over the woman that go to work every day and go straight home. And you section them out because of the body, instead of what you're not doing your research. That's all it is. You need to do your research on how many women are messing with all these men. If they won't show you their phone once you start dating them, how many people call their phone, how often do they party. You got to look at all of that and stop looking at the woman. I seen this man that this girl liked it so much, and he kept looking at this other, they younger than me. He kept looking at this other girl that was messing around with so many men. It was crazy. And that's because she has this seducing spirit on her, and she flirty as hell. And the other girl was like, he like her though. And I was just, I couldn't say nothing because I was in a place of business. I couldn't say it, but I wanted to tell him, like, this is why you can't be with no woman. And he talking about, he always discuss how he don't have no woman and stuff like that. This is why, because you looking in the wrong direction. There's people right in front of your eyes saying, hello, I'm here, without saying it. The women that's very attentive to you, that's not acting funny like they all of that don't want you to chase them, because um they're very polite. Even though they're not flirty, they polite as hell. But the other girl be flirty, but she'll give you a little bit and take it back. Give it a little and take it back. Them be the ones you need to ignore. Them is the ones you need to ignore. The ones that be like, hey, how you doing, David? And then I know because I done been all of them, honey. Okay. So how you doing, David? Oh, okay. I got your file. Let me take you back. And then switching and stuff. And then when you come out and you ask for their number, they be like, I don't know nothing about you. I can't give you my number. But you giving all the signs that you want that man, but you don't want him. But you really want him, because you know how much money he got. But still, you acting like you don't. Stop playing with these women, man. Look for the woman that's always gracious, always nice as hell to you, that's always Mr. Such, and act as a wife. That's not too flirty. That you would trust if that was your woman. Stop looking around for the ass and titties. Okay, I said I ain't gonna cuss, but I got to. I got to keep it raw and keep it real. Um, I think that's even more my personality because I cuss all the time, but I've been working on it. I ain't bad as I used to be. And then my kids be like, "You ain't cussing today. What's wrong with you?" I'm working on it. Okay. So I mean, really though, y'all gotta stop doing this. And my dad, he wasn't that bad. He was married to a lot of promiscuous women. And result, he had many. And then he started being a player, and then they started loving him. And then what changed him, he said, was he was sick with pneumonia. Um, and he was it was all because he was smoking a lot weed. Okay, and so he said that it was the tobacco and the weed. It'll make you, it's not good for your lungs. But anyway, he was saying that when he was in the hospital and he didn't know he was coming home, then it just dawned on him, like, man, I need to get my stuff together. I need to start being the man that I used to be with the women. I got somebody now that love me and I'm not acting right. So he changed his life, and he said he called everybody and said it's over. I'm gonna be faithful to my wife, and he was faithful ever since then. And then I noticed, that our lives start changing as far as financially. We started acquiring way more stuff. The stuff we couldn't get before, we got more, and he started his businesses start prospering. He got a raise on his job and everything, because it's all about knowing that you have enough, loving yours, and being for sure that that God is giving you exactly what he wants you to have. And so you need to find something. And if they're not trying to push you closer to God or some kind of religion that is a good religion, because everybody wants to have a battle with religions. And slaves and all type of stuff got through with Christianity. People are getting through with being a Muslim. People are getting through with being Catholic, or whatever the case is. Whatever gets you through, because everybody has this one God, regardless of how it's interpreted. What happened was God gave instructions. And just like your kids, you give instructions to people, and your kids, and they all hear it differently. That's why every kid is different. Instead of going against each other, we need to just come together and realize we just all different kids that heard the word and heard what we heard differently, and took it differently. So instead of debating with people and not talking about people that's done great for the community, like I was looking at a podcast with Billy Carson and Terrence Howard. Um and I'm not sure if I'm right about this, but Terrence Howard is the one that said something about Billy Carson. And after that, Billy Carson have him on a show, because Billy Carson seemed to be prideful. So he watching these people, but he's not mentioning them. But Terrence Howard was humble, and he was really, and I won't even say humble, because humble is thinking somebody better than you, or making yourself go down for other people, um, in some kind of way. But I would say that a lot of them, the big people, are having these platforms and not even speaking of it. I never heard of the Honorable Louis Farrakhan talk about Dr. Sabi. And I never heard of Dr. Sabi talking about Louis Farrakhan or any of the Muslims. They might say something about the religion, but they won't say nothing about the Muslims, or any other big man that's just as big as them or over them, because I guess they pride is scared to show that they are listening. And you might not agree with everything, but If this man has gotten people married or done better on they marriage life, or they show men respect for women or whatever, if they've done anything good for the community, um you should always appraise them and talk about them, because everybody is going in the same direction. Everybody going in the same direction, but it's different instructions. And by these different instructions, which is different religions and different instructors, you're gonna have to take each piece of them to go the way. And it's just like a sperm cell. You get different ways you can go, but only the strong and the smarter one is gonna find it first, or the one that's uh gifted by God is gonna find it first. So it's okay to have different religions and races and not races, but religions and different ideals and stuff like that. Because we already know it's okay to be different races. I love all the races. But the pride comes before the fall, and somebody has to listen to somebody to get the decision that they made to not believe in the Bible, not believe in the Muslims or whatever. So, you had to listen to it to know that you don't believe in it, or you had to read it to know that you don't believe in it. So, regardless, if we are making a better us in any kind of way, we should all go together, and you just take the religion out of it, if that's the case, or let people have their own speaking about their religion and do what they want to do, because a lot of times most people feel like religion has to be a part of it because they are speaking a word. So let them have their own platform and let them say what they will, because everybody is great, and we not down to nobody. I'm all religions, okay? Anybody that's doing great for the community, trying to help people, I'm good. And so, men, y'all gotta find a religion that works for you to be a better man. But the issue right now is men with the men is lust. This lustful generation is the downfall of men. And I promise you, once you conquer this, you will be the most valued man, one of the most valued men in the world. Because if you look at all the men that's of value, that's big in this world, they're all married. You don't wonder why that is? God has put grace on. That means that man is saying to his friends, "This is my wife. I'm finna be with my wife." He cutting everything short for her. He not finna embarrass her or mess. Well, women shouldn't be embarrassed because that's what men do most of the time anyway. The ones that you pick. But I talk about that in my other videos. But this man is gonna show love to his woman and let people know, this is my wife, and this is how I get down. And they don't have time. They have time for nothing but going forward, knowledge. They don't have time to be in this lustful spirit. So what I'm telling you, men, is conquer that, and you will have so much peace and grace from God. I've been speaking upon it. Please listen to my longer videos. I can't stress this enough to you guys. I know this is a battle for you, so you're going to protect it, and you're going to make sure that you rebuttal against it. It's okay. But one day you will realize that's it. And I've been telling you all this time and all these years about these fleshly desires and this lustful feeding of your mind. And as soon as you get rid of it and you conquer that, you will be the best man you've ever been. Never have too much of anything. If you have too much food, you're going to be fat. If you drink too much, you're going to be drunk. Don't never indulge in nothing too much. Because if you do, uh, you will see that it's going to be a hindrance to you. That's why God gave you breadcrumbs and said, he going to make it enough. But you always had that trust in God that it was enough. As soon as y'all stop losing trust in God and doing without, that's when the problem started. Look at babies. Babies come in this world and they don't know how to do nothing for themselves. But they know in their heart and trust in their heart that somebody is going to take care of them if they just let them know that they discomforted or something like that. So they cry and wimp, they get the bottle, they get held, they get treated. Most of them, mostly all of us say 90-95% of babies don't have to, because you go like the flow of water. Once you go like the flow of water and you believe and stop hanging on to everything, stop hanging on to your clothes, your material, all of that, because you can't take that stuff with you. And that was a real quote that was serious. And you just let God. Stop worrying about everything. Just work hard at what you're doing. Be your best person that you can be and let him do the work. As long as you are the best person, possible person that you can be, God is going to help you and He's going to take care of you. And I hope I lighten somebody's day, and I hope that this touches at least one person, one man. Get yourself hard first and go months. And then in the process that you go in months, when you look at women, look at different women. The ones that you usually go for, look at the other ones. And then also no jacking off, no having sex or nothing. And let yourself start taming yourself. Start saying, okay, I'm gonna look at this. As soon as you see that enemy or the evil spirit or seduction, turn off that TV. As soon as you see it outside in the public, walk right past it. Stop letting yourself be a victim of this. If you want to be the strongest man, stop letting your guys send you pics. Stop letting your guys tell you about these women. Let them know that you being faithful to your woman. If you got a woman, and if you don't, just be like, man, I'm cool on that. I'm trying to do right by myself, and I'm trying to make myself a little more powerful. And they gonna follow you, and then you will start being a leader. And if you don't know how much powerful power you have, and once you start doing that, you will see it once you be serious about it, because they gonna try you. Your homies gonna try you. The women gonna try you because they gonna be like, oh, I know he see this ass. I know he see this. But once you try it and you standing on business and you serious, people gonna talk to you different. They gonna respect you different. And if you are weak to this and you continue to be weak to this, you need to go see a psychiatrist. And you need to find out why you don't feel like you was good enough when you was little, and why you feel like you needed acceptance and you have to sleep with everybody or look at everybody and have everybody. You have to find out what's wrong with you in the inside, because there's clearly something wrong. And if you don't think something wrong, you will see it in the future. And I'm telling you, I've raised good men. Because of my daddy raised me, I could raise a good man, you know? And I'm telling you, great men, because you can't be no football coach, no basketball coach, and you sleeping with a whole bunch of women. You gotta be an example to kids. They're looking up to you. Coach is a good man, but all these women are over here, and they coming to the games trying to fight him. They come to the games telling his wife, and this is trauma. Like, come on, man. Stop letting y'all coaches be men that's out here sleeping with everybody. And that care about name brand this, name brand that. You are good enough, men. It's time to start acting like it. Okay? Much love to y'all. I hope this reaches you, like I said. And I was looking at Tony Gaskins' Instagram today, and men, follow that brother, because I'm telling you right now, that man is so powerful as far as how he used to be like that, and what changed him. And I promise you, you're gonna be mad, offended, because he's telling all the stuff that men are, and how messed up they are. And you're gonna think he hating to get women, but he married. He don't got no reason to hate. Just listen to the brother, and you'll find out why men like that are being followed by all the women. All the women want men like that. Be that man so all women want you, and don't misuse your power. Because a lot of men get money and fame and all that just to misuse the power and sleep with all these women and have sex with all these women. You can't misuse your power or it'll be taken away from you. It'll be taken away from you. And the truth will always be exposed. So what goes up will come down if it's not pure. Um, yeah, but I love y'all. I just want the best from you. I don't want no man to be without a woman. I don't want no woman to be without a man. And I'm speaking from my heart. And I don't have no bad feelings on men. I love every man. My dad raised me because my mom passed. My brother is my best friend, one of my best friends. I love him. My man is my best friend. My son is I love men, okay? But my favorite is my grandson. So, but I love y'all. I hope y'all have a good day, and God bless y'all. Follow, subscribe, and share my channel. That's all I ask of you. I'm almost there. Peace.